I always think it's very awkward when, like two Ukrainians who speak native language Ukrainian, but then we switch into English. I find it very strange.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, but we are part of a global community, so glad to switch to English and start the conversation.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you here because uh, you went from basically being in Ukraine to immigrating to US, getting the Salesforce MVP, the Golden Hoodie last year. So I'm super hyped about this. So I'm curious, like the first thing, 1 year ago, approximately 1 year ago, you were on the TDX, on the big stage, and you received your Golden Hoodie. How was it? How did it feel?
Yeah, it was one of the best moments of my life, to be honest. It was really kind of like, inspiring. It was so much that warm congratulations from everyone. Being on the stage, also talking about my experience, my community, talking about Ukraine at the stage. Ukraine is in the hard times right now, so I was really honored to represent our communities there. And it was just nice that I'm just a guy from Ukraine. Like myself, I'm from small city, from Stray in Ukraine, from Lviv region. I was really like passionate about Salesforce for many years. I was doing a lot in the ecosystem back in Ukraine, and like when I immigrated, I was continue supporting. And we're doing a lot of business with Red Tech. We have a lot of great talents in Ukraine, also good talents in Europe, United States.
What do you think was like the key thing to basically bring you there?
I feel like the key probably because I like people. I like to build relationships. I like to network. I really value everyone in my life. There's no like someone I really want to talk, someone I don't want to talk. I really value that everyone like teach me something, right? It can be a good experience, it can be bad experience, but still it's experience. And I really accept every chance in my life and I really try to learn from everyone, also to skill myself. Also, I always passionate about what I do. So I really like Salesforce. I'm already like 10 years in the ecosystem, and every day I was learning. Every day I was trying to get something new. So I was just like dedicated to what I do. And sometimes I was doing, I would say not sometimes, I would say every day I'm doing extra mile. I'm doing something more that I can. So I'm not really limited to 8 hours of work day or something like that. I just like continue during the evenings, during the nights, during the weekend, like always trying to accomplish more than I was planning to do.
Crazy. So you've been in Salesforce for 10 years. That's
Yeah,
that's a
this year,
lot.
this year is gonna be 10 years.
10 years. That's crazy. I think Salesforce ecosystem like 10 years ago it was completely different.
Yeah, it's much different. I remember like seeing those people like MVPs who's been many years in ecosystem. I say, oh, like I'm so new. You all so many years here. But now like oh, it's already 10 years for me as well. So it times flies, and it's always when you're busy, it even goes faster. So I just always try to make myself busy. And also like what I learned from people, like if you're even new to the ecosystem, for example, if you're 30, 60 days, I learned from a couple MVPs here, you already have something to share. So you always know more than those people who come in after you. So if you learn something, just pass forward, give it back to others.
I agree. This is crazy. Like, I think I started teaching Salesforce stuff like maybe 2 years ago. And I think I got so much better at Salesforce development, at all those things just by teaching. Like, I think it's one of the biggest life hacks that people don't realize that you really understand something deep only when you teach it.
It's crazy, right? When you start teaching, you learn so much. Because most of the time when I was teaching someone, they asked me so complicated questions that I wouldn't even think about it. And then I trying to understand how to answer to those questions. And then we kind of learn through those, kind of like you improve it, and it keeps going. So it's really important. Like I would say if you're not teaching today, please start do it. It will help you so much.
For sure. For sure. Did you get in Salesforce with your brother?
Yeah, basically it's a fun story because like my brother, when he started his job, it was like 2011, and he was working at some company at that time, and they kind of like were looking for Java position. He was looking for the Java developer, and they offered him to try something like Salesforce or maybe SAP. And thanks God, at that time he chosen Salesforce, and he got familiar with that technology. So after a couple of years, he just told me like, "Hey, Salesforce is like really cool. Like maybe you would like also to look into this. And I was studying at a university at the time. It was Lviv Polytechnic. So I was studying applied mathematics. It was kind of a bit of computer science. And I was already like learning how to programming and writing different codes and so on. And it was already like 2014, and I started looking into Salesforce in 2015. There was already Trailhead. So they had a couple badges at that time. It was maybe 10 badges or something like that. And they had their quest, if you finish 5, you get a hoodie. So I immediately like finished that 5 badges, got Trailhead hoodie at that time. And it was like kind of inspiring moment because like, that swag that Salesforce always promoting, like this agent blazer I got from last week from TDX. It's kind of like cool stuff. And it was like also feeling you accomplish something, you get something, and after that I become learning. I got my couple certifications. I failed them. Then I passed it from the third time. It wasn't easy. It was hard journey, right? I was feeling myself even sometimes I'm not getting those. So I feel like, oh, maybe I'm not a developer. Maybe I cannot program. Like it wasn't easy. I cannot say it was like everything was so fast and so easy. It was pain sometimes, but at the end of the day, my brother inspired me. He shared me with like what he was doing. Then he decided to start a company. I was helping him there, and we should start growing together. We just slowly building business, and now we are here with Red Tech. It's already like 11 years company, so kind of like having some success and keep going, keep going.
I wanna talk extra about Red Tech and your how you do the business with the brother. That's super interesting. But you said something interesting. You said that at some point you felt like you're not a developer. You're not made to be like a developer. You wanted to quit. Tell me more about this. How like what made you move forward?
Yeah, you know what? Like being in a university, I was like hearing so much lectures, also studies and so on. But most of the time, they were also a bit of outdated, so it wasn't that much interesting to do this, right? But at that time, we already like were having a couple of friends. My brother Nazar, he was doing some Salesforce project. I started learning from them. It was a real experience. It was more fun. But most of the time, when I was trying to do some, let's imagine some small project, I was ask something, and they were sharing some kind of like some ideas or something like that, and I couldn't understand it. Like I was asking same thing couple of times, and I'm feeling like a bit shy right now to asking again because they already explained it to me, and I didn't get it. And but you know what? You just start like overstepping. You kind of like keep going. You trying to learn yourself. You keep asking, and this is how the growth works. So after that, I feel when I pass certification, I feel a bit more confident, and I already like developed couple small apps at that time. So like the progress keep going, and then I achieving a bit more confidence every step. So then I said, oh, okay, maybe I can do this.
So you basically went right. So from what I understand, like you went from the developer then to the architect, right? Because
Yeah.
some people they skip the developer step, but
I would say I even started from being admin first because I was firstly studying the overall platform, all those tools, workflows at that time, different like flows. It was all classic at that time, so it was like starting different things, how to know Salesforce from inside and all sides of it, right? And after that, I was switching more to Apex development, writing triggers, and being more developer after I understood better limitations of Salesforce, in what use cases to use coding, when to use Visual Force at that time. After that, we got Aura components. I was one of the first developers in our company who was dealing with those Aura components. It was also a bit hard at the time, but I kind of was starting from admins, then being developer, and then switching to architect, also being manager in those also kind of those like past during that growth. I was also managing different kind of like teams.
that's super interesting. That's super interesting. How was this transition? Because this is what I do. Like I know like how much you saw about me, like, but this is what I do basically for living. I help people on this transition. So how was this transition for you from like getting into this whole Salesforce development? Was it hard? Was it like what were the challenges basically?
I remember it was always challenges, like, but what helped me when I got real project. So when I got real project, I got real tasks. I was very dedicated to finish them, to get it done, right? Like I remember I got first tasks. There was some issues with our components, and no one in my community, friends, have been working with our components at that time. So I was just like kind of, kind of trying to find some information about it, understand what does those attributes mean, how's it connected, like what's those controllers, everything. But when you get real task, you have something to achieve, and you kind of step by step trying, you find this information, you keep asking, and then you're learning. So I was kind of learning so much, and when I got those things, that I got experience. After that, I was sharing experience with new people who were just starting at that time. So I become a mentor. Like it was really organically, because like I learned something, then I was mentoring other people. And at that time, I was also trying to do activities in our community, local community.
Awesome. No, this is cool. I think it's very inspiring for the people on the way there. But now I want to talk about the doing business with your brother, because for me, I have a sister. My father is actually like own a small business in Ukraine in Kiev,
Yeah.
but I cannot imagine being in the business with a family member. How is it?
Yeah, it's hard, but to be honest, I like my brother so much, and we've been fighting when we were kids so much. Like we couldn't, we had like one computer at that time when my dad, like they were doing also business. They got one computer for us. We were always fighting, and you know what? He was older, so it was hard for me to fight him, right? So we were like trying the thing. But when we got a bit older, when we got like closer to 20s, we really become more friends because our interests become kind of the same. And after that, when Nazar started a business, I was trying also to follow him. He was like a mentor for me because he's more experienced at the time. Even today, I'm really learning a lot from him. So we kind of like helping each other so much. And after that, to be honest, when we started doing work together, our relationship was so great. We lived together in a separate apartment because we decided university. So we become really friends. We've been going out together. We've been doing some business together, and now we all continue doing that. We are best friends. We are traveling together so much. We also very much sharing our mindset because I feel that we understand each other so easily. Sometimes even like we don't discuss it, but for example, we go to the gym, or we just like go somewhere and we just wear same pants, or same sweats, same outfit, like we kind of feel that we're thinking in the same way sometimes. That sometimes he tells something, I didn't listen to it, but then continue the conversation and say same thing, so kind of like I feel like maybe the brain just works a bit on the same kind of level. That's why for us it's so easy just to build business together and just to work as a one team so much. So that's why it works very well for us.
This is crazy. No, this is super cool. This is super cool. This is super cool. I
Yeah.
think it's like I think you can be such a good team when you really can. But the downside of it is that you can be like, you can fight over the business. Do you do this?
Yeah, I think we can do it a couple times. Yeah, because like I'm also very much understand what I want to do, and I'm trying to protect my position and explain it. But I always appreciate, and I'm trying to live in the same way when people say, "Okay, we should do this or we shouldn't do that," but explain why. Not just saying, "Okay, this is a bullshit," I just don't like it. But not saying just I don't like it, but explain why we need to do it in this way. What is like opportunity behind that? What is like ROI? Why we need that? So I'm always trying to be very clear on my understanding, and also I'm very open to feedback.
I see. I think we talked about like the how it is to do business with your brother, but we didn't talk what kind of business do you do actually at Red Tech, right? So what do you do?
So at Red Tech, we are Salesforce system integrator. We are SI, so we are implementing Salesforce for our customers. So we also consulting them on their IT infrastructure. So what type of projects fit them, what type of automations we can bring them, what type of CRM and overall like platform they would benefit from. We used to do a lot of development in different platforms and different technologies, but for last more than 5 years, we focusing only on Salesforce. We got a lot of expertise in Salesforce, and we really have a lot of talented people who are doing Salesforce projects. So we've been doing like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Experience. We're doing a lot of CPQ, B2B commerce, field service, like MuleSoft. So we're trying just to be expert in those products and deliver maximum success for our customers. So I used to be more on a technical side of the company, but now I'm switching more on a business side and a more management side. So I'm more in revenue generation team right now. So I'm overseeing right now our growth business. So this means that I'm running really our marketing, sales, our pre-sale solution engineer team, also our alliances, how we build our relationship with our partner ecosystem, with our customers, with uh, our potential network. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now, and I'm based in the United States. So I'm really trying to be close to our customers and partners here right now.
And the US is basically the main market for you,
Yeah,
right? For
right
the tech.
now US is the main market. We have office in Chicago, so
Mhm.
it's our kind of headquarter. But also we have quite a lot of customers all around the Europe. But I think mostly US is our primary market, and we have bigger number of projects there.
And you're focusing now on the growing basically. There're gonna be a lot of people from US who are gonna probably listen to this podcast, and a lot of them, at least this is like a dream for many people. You know, you work as an admin, then you switch to developer, then maybe you work as an architect. But at some point, I think that 90% of people get this idea. Oh, I want to get and start my own consultancy. Do you have any recommendations for those people, because you're responsible for the growing your own, but like how do you grow from 0 to 1? Do you have any recommendations for those people?
Yeah, I can share a couple. I think the main thing I would share. It's good to start your own consultancy. It's good to start all your business. It's adventures. It's also gives you a lot of freedom, but sometimes you work much more. So, for example, to be honest, like I'm always waiting. Oh, okay, we're gonna build this, then we maybe relax a bit. But it never happens. Like you always keep going. You're always working more than you plan to work. And me myself, I really, if I would be just working on some maybe other firm, maybe I will just work less. But this is kind of like family business, so I understand that like I need to do it because no one else is gonna do it, right? We have a big team, but still, like there's so much things that you can do more, you can do better, and I'm trying to help as much as I can. But also, if you decided to start your own business, I would always recommend not to quit from your current job or quit from your current income, because like starting a business, it's also very time consuming. It takes you like to build some revenue, it will take some time. So I would better like recommend to start as a hobby, just to start from some side work, maybe some project, small project, and then when you feel like you're more confident now, then to switch fully. Because if you lose your like income fully, and then you still not getting like projects and income, it can be challenging like to support your new business, and it can be hard at the first year to do this.
Totally. Do you feel that it's very different? Like I think so now I'm switching slowly to growing my own business. I'm gonna hire more of the salespeople right now in this year, so I'm gonna be growing slowly. Like right now we're at 3 people, so it's not a big company, but I have a big plans. So the thing is that what I noticed for me personally is that I'm not a developer anymore. I am becoming more of a manager, and all of this. And I literally I'm forget, like right now I didn't open VS Code, any coding editor, for like probably months, uh, and it's kind of crazy. So do you feel a difference? Do you feel like a shifting? Do you feel like the different type of challenges, and what's the difference between basically being a developer or architect or working, in the more of the execution role versus trying to build something, lead people, being a manager?
Yeah, it's very big shift, and I'll tell you, like always, like even like shift from developer to architect, it was a bit scary for me. For example, like I already learned how to develop Apex like Lightning Web Components, but then I said, okay, now you need to be like solution architect. You need to do some solutions. Say, oh, I never done it. Like, how am I gonna do it? Like, it's so hard. Like, you feeling a bit stressed at that time, but like if you have a good mentor, like you step by step going there, you see examples, and it doesn't seem stressful after that anymore because like you get some experience, you get some confidence, and it's getting better. So here, like for me right now, I used to be a developer for many years, but then when I switched more on a, let's call it like more sales side, being more on a revenue generation side, and I became more a user of Salesforce now, to be honest. Like I used to develop some features. I didn't understand much why I'm developing it, like who's gonna use it. Like it was always like you develop something, but you don't always understand like how you're gonna use it, right? Because you have different mindset, a different type of job. But now I'm really user of Salesforce because like we have Salesforce. I use it every day. I know what I want to develop, that I'm asking our team to do this, do that. I kind of like a bit different type of like of my job. So that's why I kind of like understand that like I've been on a both sides. So now I'm kind of like more on a user side, but also I work with our customers, so I still need to understand what is the technology, like what is updates coming from Salesforce. That's why I go into those conferences. I listen all new announcements, webinars. I'm trying to dive deep, but as you said, I'm not opening Visual Studio Code anymore. I'm not writing code myself. Sometimes I feel, oh, I am so much behind, because like you cannot do both. So you need to be honest with you, like you're not developer anymore. They're like great people who can continue doing that. They will help you there. Now you need to focus on this type of the job. So that's why I'm not doing both. I just like gave away this part to my teammates, and they doing this. And now I'm learning other things. I'm learning how to do better marketing, how to do better sales processes, how to do better solution engineering, and trying to help those teams and our customers with better quality on this side. So it takes time. It takes a bit of learning, but at the end of the day, when you learn it, when you understand this, you kind of get it satisfaction as kind of okay, now I got it. I understand. I'm kind of feeling more confident. I'm professional here. So it's kind of cool.
I think Mark Zuckerberg said in one of the podcasts that giving up coding was one of the saddest part of growing Facebook.
Yeah, I still like miss sometimes because like I remember like I had beautiful work sitting on my like desk, just developing something, writing code, listening good music, and just like focusing on my thing. But right now, if you open my calendar, my agenda, like I have so many meetings, I have so many communications. I talk to, I don't know, hundreds of people, and it's hard. I don't have much free time just to sit and focus myself. So that's why like it's completely different type of the job. It's completely different type of my day, and it's completely different responsibilities. But it's just different, and I like both of them. But sometimes you just feel like nostalgic, and you kind of miss that you had in the past.
That's true. Especially now with all the AI stuff, I'm looking at this and I'm like, ugh, only if I had time. So much you can do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, this is fun times to be. We need to adopt new things. So that's why we need to start using AI. We need to implement AI to our customers. It's just new reality. And you need just to change faster, because if you're not following trends, like you will be that much behind so fast.
Do you think Agent Force is going to be a huge trend? Because you also need to know like what trends to follow, right? So like some trends they go and then they die, and like a lot of people say that AI is a lot of hype. What do you think about this?
Um, I know like there were like a lot of products from Salesforce they were trying to push. There was like Einstein Voice at the like many years ago. At some point, there was blockchain and so on. Like
NFT
some of the
Cloud.
products were, yeah, they were like not successful. I get it, but also when you're doing business, I understand Salesforce. They also trying different product, different trends, right? But AI is already here and it will stay with us forever. So I don't believe that this trend gonna die soon. Uh, it will be hard to compete, to be honest, because with AI it's hard to compete even on development. Like AI generating so good code right now, so it's a bit of risk for everyone. We need to make sure how we adopt it, but also how our type of the job changes and not just replace, because like the idea for that it's helping you, it's augmented you, right? So I'm really like trying to skill up myself just to help like AI agent force to support me and not just to replace me. So and I just believe that AI, it's here, it gives a lot of ROI and a good of growth for the business, and it can support so much better experience, because like even myself as a user, I use different type of services, different apps, and sometimes it's so hard to get a good customer service, to get some good support on buying products from retail and so on. And I feel like AI can really help to get better level of service for every one of us. So I feel that it will not replace like us as developers like that much, but still it will be factors that we need to adopt and make sure that we just change a bit of what we do. So I feel like maybe not to just write simple task, we will do more complicated things on a solution designing, on a building customer relationship, doing more discoveries, like all those things that we will be focusing more as a consultants, and some manual work like just create a metadata or something like that. So I think Agentforce can help us with that.
So you are on the side that you think that AI will not replace us or developers in general.
Um, yeah, I like everything can change in a couple of years, and it's a bit scary trend, right? I know that whatever can happen, but I believe that for next couple of years, it's not going to replace anyone, because I feel there's so much work to do right now, and all those companies they want someone to do it for them. So I don't think it's going to be replaced very soon. But at some point of time, maybe some technology will change, some type of the jobs will change, because like like always new jobs appearing, and some jobs are just kind of like going away. So it's just like our evolution, and we need just to make sure we adapt to it. Even like with the political thing in a global world, with everything like market also some market approach right now, we always need to adapt, we need to change, because like those things that were working like 10 years ago, they're not working today. And same, if something was working like a year ago, it doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow. So like like I'm trying to be that mindset that always learn and adapt to new things. So I believe AI is a good thing, but also we need to be very careful with this, and also make sure that we're going in the right direction with this, because it's a powerful tool, and a lot of risks also there.
I would be happy to be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
I can then
I,
do just much more work done.
yeah, I was also saying to my team, I would love someone to replace me, and I just like chill, so relax. But I don't know. Like I'm also feeling that I like to work, I like to do something. So I just would like just to be better life balance, but still like to do some interesting stuff. If there are like some boring things that I don't want to do, some manual things, so I would be happy that AI does those manual work for me. So why not?
That's true. That's true. I wanna speak about like a little bit another topic, because I want to make sure that people keep it always in mind. I want to speak about, and I'm sure like every Ukrainian has remembers that day when the war started. What were you doing? Because this is a huge thing right now, and I think the world is slowly forgetting that right now the war is still going in Ukraine. So do you remember the day when the war started? What were you doing? How did you meet that day?
Yeah, I could say it was the worst day in the life, and I'm sure no
Same.
one will forget it. Like, not like especially for Ukraine, like no one will forget it. I was maybe a bit luckier, because like I was on vacation at that time, so I planned my vacation like 2 months before that, and we just left Ukraine to Sri Lanka in it was 17th of March, so just like a couple days before that. I also was going to Sri Lanka with my girlfriend at the time and a couple of friends, and I had a plan to do a proposal engagement. So I did a proposal engagement on the 22nd of February, and we were planning to come back to celebrate, to do some wedding and so on. But then kind of I got a couple calls from my team. I got a couple calls from Salesforce MVPs, from Stephanie Herrera especially. She was saying like, because I was thinking to go back like to Ukraine right away. I was like trying to see how we can do and everything. But she said like you should use your brain, you should use your like network, like keep communicating and helping people and so on. And at that time, I had already a couple trips scheduled. After Sri Lanka, I had to go back to Ukraine for 1 day, change my bag, and fly to New York for Salesforce Partner Advisory Board that I was selected to. I even didn't bring my second passport with a US visa. So that trip was very important for me. I was thinking, okay, I'll go to New York first and like see how everything goes. So I visited New York, and then I came back to Europe because at that time my brother he was also planning all our business continuity plan. We had kind of preparations in case the war happens. What are we gonna do? And we had some houses in Netherlands from our partners who were welcome to support and provided for our people. So we were just trying to relocate some people when the war started as the first day and just like helping them. So my brother was in Netherlands. He left Ukraine just like at the first minutes, and he was doing like all works there. Then we were trying to also provide all those volunteerity. We've been collecting money because so much of our clients and partners were like sending money to us, and we were like buying so many things in Netherlands, in Europe, and we were just shipping to Ukraine. So we were like buying different vans and trucks, just like put them with all stuff. And I came back from New York and was also staying there for a couple of months and helping. And after that, like we understood that the war kind of not going to resolve soon, and we had our US office. So I just decided, okay, maybe it makes sense to go to the US office and help a bit there, like to promote Ukraine, to also generate more business for us, so our people can continue having the job. And at the time, we also, as RedTech, we had trainings for students, and we decided that we will hire everyone. So we hired like 20 people, like when the war started, because we wanted to give people a job. It was also kind of donation for us, and we hired a lot also from Eastern Ukraine. So we hired a couple of people from Mariupol, from other cities. So we just understand we have so many people right now. We need to provide jobs. So we were trying to increase our sales and also help to build our like sales efforts so to get more work for Ukraine. And also, as I was already selected for a couple conferences as a speaker, I was already going to a couple conferences to speak as dreaming events in Czech Republic, in French touch dreaming, also a couple in the United States. It was like Texas dreaming and some other, I don't remember exactly. So it was like a lot of like events already scheduled. So I really started doing them. But first day was very hard. Like I remember like that this happens. I'm outside of Ukraine. You don't know what to do. You don't have all your like you have nothing with you at that moment. And to be honest, I understood that you don't even need that much with you. So like I just had so much people all around. So everyone like that I had good relationship with, they were texting me right away saying, hey, if you want to come, you can stay. Like they were offering places to stay in Europe, in United States, in different countries. So I was really feeling that like that relationship with those people, like at the hard time, was just right there.
Thank you for sharing this. I think this is important because like a lot of people, maybe they're not ready to donate to Ukraine, but I think a lot of people can help Ukraine, but just by choosing people like companies that have Ukrainian roots, and this way, these companies they may employ some people in Ukraine, and that's the win-win type of basically helping.
Yeah, some of our customers they even hired more people from us at that time because they understood they need to kind of support. Some of the customers they decided to stop because they said it's a risks. Like there was different situations, but most of our customers were so glad to support because they like our people, they like working with us. Even like I've been traveling for the last couple of years in the United States. Every time I was meeting someone who'd been working with Ukraine, they always gave so much positive feedback. I was just so proud, and I was always saying thank you for working with Ukrainian people. Like even it's not our business, like I don't care. I just like that we as Ukraine represent us ourselves very good, and that we get economy running and the business keep going to Ukraine. So that's why I was trying also to promote ourselves, just to show that Ukraine is the smart people. We are talented. We always want to be part of the global community. We don't want to have a war. We want peace, but we also want real peace and be really, like a nation, and not just to be destroying that someone attacking us, like Russia. They feel like they want to control us, but like we have our own life and our life that we want to choose for us, and we always choose a better life for ourselves.
That's true. That's true. I think, yeah, being part of Russia is the nightmare for all Ukrainians. I have like my whole team is in Ukraine, and like that's deliberately because I wanna grow my business like this, and I think it's a nice way to give back to the country. Even though if maybe like living in Germany for like 10 years, so I grew up basically here, but I think it's still a nice way to like through the business by building communities, businesses in Ukraine. I think it's a one of the best ways to give back basically to your country.
Yeah, it's very good, and thank you for doing this. Like this, all we need to do right now. And I didn't plan to immigrate myself, but the story ended in this way. And at the time, I was traveling, and now I appeared here, so I kind of continue what I can do. Yes, it's like it's different ways to do it. So just everyone choosing the one right for them.
I want to come to US, but I'm afraid of guns. How is the life in US? Was it hard to adjust to the life in US?
To be honest, it's not hard. It's just different. I feel like I like the community here. I like the country itself. It's very good. Yes, there are always something good and something bad, as everywhere. But it's more about yourself. Like, what is your behavior? How you adapt to everything? How you changing? I was always open to people. I was always open to changes. So I was feeling it was going still it wasn't easy. It's hard because like you kind of like change your life. You kind of like you need to start from scratch. But always there are people who is supporting you. It's always good people everywhere. I was always just trying to find those good people, and now I feel like I so many friends and so many great people around me in New York, in the US, overall everywhere in the country. So I feel it's going well. I don't see much issues with the guns. I know sometimes happens, but I don't know. I live in a good neighborhood. I go for work and sometimes in a good offices, so I never see such issues. I'm driving my car. Yes, it can happen sometimes, but also anything can happen. Like if it's life. So I'm just trying to be positive. I'm not seeing negative things and thinking about them so much.
Then I might come to Dreamforce. Let's see.
Dreamforce was amazing experience for me. I've been many times, and to be honest, like when I've been the Dreamforce first time in 2018, it's kind of changed my career and changed my mindset and changed myself, I would say, because I came back to Ukraine a bit different eyes, different things I was looking at. So I got a lot of learning from that time, and I'm not talking about learning from technical perspective, but more about from like human perspective, like more human skills, like what to do, how to do it, and like what people to follow and so on. So it was really great experience, and that's why I really like networking with people, because I learned so much from them.
Well, you're very convincing. I think I have one more argument to go to Dreamforce.
Yeah, you should. You should. It's beautiful, and I'll be happy to drink it there. I can also navigate you if you need some help.
Sure, noted.
Yeah,
um,
please.
you also met Mark Benioff in real life. How was it?
Oh, it was cool. I actually met him a couple times. The first time I met him, it was the beginning of 2022. It was actually already the war was already started. But before that, I got connected with him via Twitter. So he was kind of retweeting some of my posts, And after that, I was like very excited because I was like posting something about community, and I see Mark Benioff retweeted, so I was like, oh, fun. But in one day I saw he followed me, so I was like, oh, really? Like, and he's following me Twitter. Like, that's amazing. And in some time later, they just invited me for a meeting with him. I was already in New York, visiting New York. I was like lucky to be in New York at the time that they organized that beautiful lunch in. It was in the Oana floor at Salesforce Tower in New York City. So it was like maybe 20 people there. We had a great conversation about products, about our feedback. And what I really liked about Mark is that I was sitting next to him and he was asking everyone like, what are your thoughts about like what Salesforce doing, what the products and so on. And community people quite open. So they're very transparent about the products, decisions. And he was really listening so much and was like reaching out to some different people right away. So he was just really acting on those feedbacks at the same minute. So it was really cool. And yeah, after that, I met him a couple more times. Once it was Salesforce AI Day, I believe. And the third one, it was also MVP event and customer celebration. Like, so it was nice. And I like always meeting like Mark, Parker Harris, and different people from Salesforce. They always inspiring, and it's cool.
Super cool for sharing this. Thank you so much. Did I miss something that I didn't ask you maybe, or did we discuss everything?
No, it was beautiful conversation. I was really glad also to meet with you because I know you're doing also so much. I always see in all your posts. I saw you're talking to different people. It's really valuable to share. So I thank you so much for doing this, and thank you so much for inviting me. Always nice to share. I remember like once I was posted some certification I passed, and then someone was just posting me in Twitter, oh, like you inspired me, and I passed certification again, myself too. So I mean, like if we can inspire at least one people, at least in one person after this podcast, I already feel like we did something good for the world. So just kind of like always trying to do at least something, like, you know. At the same time, I was inspired by someone, so now I just trying to inspire someone else, inspired by you, but other people. So it's great.
Thank you. I totally agree. Thank you so much.